1979, with Japan is just entering one of its all-time greatest booms in the stock and real estate market, with Japan absolutely dominating international markets in the 1980s. Japan was developing unrivaled technology and workforce efficiency. In 1988, the 8 largest banks in the world were Japanese, and Japan accounted for almost half of the global stock market. In this climate in 1979, a clever little fellow was growing up in the streets of Tokyo. While his true identity is still unknown, this kid would later go on to be the legendary name CIS, the most notorious day trader in Japan. CIS' first lesson in day trading came in kindergarten. CIS loved playing games but hated losing. He and his kindergarten friend would often go to the local snack store to purchase snacks and play the lottery game. However, they always walked away with a loss, and as competitive as he was, this was upsetting CIS. After months of repeatedly buying in and losing, he had enough. One day, being the clever kid that he was, CIS came up with a plan to beat the lottery game. Instead of buying single lotteries, both CIS and his friend each bought themselves an entire box, feeling confident that this way, they would definitely win. They started handing in the numbers at the counter, and the results were astonishing for both CIS and his friend. Much to their surprise, both the winning numbers in each box were exactly the same. While he did not know it at the time, that day would mark on one of the most important lessons CIS would learn throughout his entire life, the lesson of the universal law that every game has expected values and patterns. But with the Japanese economy re-emerging after World War II and growing up in a traditional middle-class Japanese household, CIS' parents were extremely strict. His parents wanted CIS to have a great education, which was a problem for CIS as he sucked at academics. Unable to make his parents happy and succeed in academics, CIS was forced into feeling like he's a good-for-nothing kid. As many young kids, CIS dreaded going to school and would spend most of his free time playing fighter games with his friend at the local arcade in Tokyo. Instead of facing the academic challenge, CIS was more drawn to a new challenge, beating his friends at the fighter video game. Having a sharp eye for patterns, CIS was a natural, but his emotional instability made him easy to taunt, which often led to CIS throwing games because of his anger. Determined to be the best player in the arcade, over countless hours, CIS started to learn that he needed to think fast and stay calm in order to win. Shortly after, CIS started destroying all his friends and quickly became a notorious tough player to beat among the local arcade fanatics, which led to him coining the name CIS, which in Japanese means death. However, mastering the game came at a cost. His grades had dropped even further. Despite having built up a sense of pride from his notorious reputation at the local arcade, CIS' true challenge was only just beginning. Having experienced the poverty of World War II, his parents deemed education as one of the most important opportunities for CIS to get a better future. His mom was relentlessly tough on him for getting failing grades and often beating him up with a belt or by throwing her sandal. With limited finances, household abuse, CIS grew up a skinny kid feeling hopeless, trapped by his surroundings. With no passion for school and middle school coming to a close, his parents were getting increasingly tough on him and started to restrict him from going outside and going to the local arcade unless he improved his grades. Having no choice in the matter, CIS really had to bite through it and just wanted to get it over with as soon as possible. After middle school, his parents decided he would have to study mechanical engineering as his relatives held good positions in the manufacturing business. Spending his college days locked in the bedroom, he would get lost in the virtual universe of Ultima Online, developing his character, forging weapons, and managing his resources, or as he would later call it, building and protecting assets. Despite his gaming obsession, CIS with barely minimal grades got a degree and job as mechanical engineer in the family business. Hoping his new job would please his parents, he was further disappointed when he realized nothing in his relationship with his parents had changed. Being trapped in a 9-to-5 as a mechanical engineer, having no girlfriend and little to no money, CIS was feeling dead inside and lost in life. Being the prideful and competitive kid he was, CIS wanted to win now more than ever. Feeling unhappy with his life and determined to prove his parents wrong, CIS decided he was going to do whatever it takes to escape the boring system. From his failure to get the girl he liked and the poor upbringing with his family, he realized that only one thing was going to make all heads turn. And the only thing the system cared about is money. In the year 2000, at the age of 21-year-old, Civ saved up 30,000 worth of yen from his mechanical engineering job and started battling the market as a trader. His sole obsession in life became, how can I beat the markets? He entered with the classic strategy of buying undervalued, quality companies with the objective of holding them long term. However, he quickly realized this wasn't going to make him money fast enough. So what trading strategy would allow him to make the daily wins? He quickly shifted to day trading and a more active strategy of scalping, buying and selling short gains multiple times a day to generate a daily earning. But his experience with the market was limited, and even though he had great pattern recognition, macro variabilities and a high risk often led to an equal amount of losses, getting him nowhere near his goal of making a lot of money. Despite the repeated failure, CIS refused to give up. After a fateful encounter with the legendary Japanese day trader BNF, and determined to beat the odds, CIS developed his new strategy centered around his gaming-honed skills, pattern recognition. CIS started trading emerging trends and patterns using a few key indicators off the daily chart, the 5-day moving average and the 25-day moving average, determining the direction of the trend based on the angle of the cross. And that hit. He was quickly growing his account to a tune of 100K. Regardless of the early success, he realized his strategy still needed some fine-tuning. Just like his favorite online game Ultima Online, and as many experienced gamers know, one of the most important lessons that you can learn is understanding when your opponent is too strong and choosing to get out. The stock market is no different. As a day trader, CIS didn't care about a company's fundamentals or earning reports. He knew in essence he was up against people. Using his gamer experience of knowing when to get out, he started minimizing his time hold of losing bets and increasing the time hold on winning bets, which dramatically improved his earnings and further snowballed his early success. His account grew to $3 million worth of yen by the age of 25. His determination had paid off, and he beat the market, making lots of money in the process. Having proved his parents wrong and changing his environment, his new life came with a newfound confidence and vigor flame of pride. With each win, he felt like he restored a part of his soul and made him feel alive again. But CIS would soon learn nothing stays the same forever. His overconfident chat style on Japanese forums Tuchalon and his rapid growing gains on the markets quickly birthed him the reputation as one of the most notorious and aggressive day traders in Japan. His gambling habits and wild dog reputation started growing him a cult-like following amongst Japanese day traders and communities. His increasing attention to successful trades fueled an even greater flame and monstrous sense of pride. He was unstoppable. When he was wrong, he lost small, and when he was right, he won big. Trade after trade, CIS was growing in skills and money. He transformed his account from 3 million yen to 30 million yen in 1 year. He was a money printing machine, an outlaw who beat the system, and a legend. There wasn't a single Japanese day trader who hadn't heard of him. With the weight of his notorious reputation on his shoulders, his pride started messing with his brain. Despite having beat poverty, the numbers in his bank account started losing their significance. The thrill he felt from the trades winning back his freedom was starting to fade, and the money he so craved for as a kid was starting to feel like just another number on the computer screen. What more was he missing? With his growing account size and decreasing satisfaction in his wins, CIS started increasing his trading size in an attempt to recreate the same highs as the trades in his early day trading career. However, things took a turn for the worse. On January 17, 2006, news spread that a young Japanese e-commerce company called LiveDoor was under investigation for accounting fraud. The news spread like wildfire across Japanese markets, and investors started to panic, leading to numerous sell-offs and triggering countless stop losses. CIS was quick to catch on, but was unable to save his position, as the large account size prevented him from quickly exiting the market, forcing him to have to wait for his sell orders to fill. The market was ruthless. As the storm settled, 92% of Japanese stocks had dropped and CIS was down $5 million, his greatest loss ever. In true prideful fashion, CIS joke messaged his fans, "Hey, I'm losing $5 million," referencing Son Goku in a play of words. Despite trying to brush it off and still growing his account significantly on a yearly basis, the losses didn't stop there, and CIS would soon face his toughest battle yet. After a gut-wrenching loss, CIS wanted to defeat the markets more than ever. However, his mind was clouded. Trading was no longer about fighting to earn his freedom, it was now about winning. What was his strategy? Double down on his moves. Focused and once again determined, his grown market experience and long-found strategy had him printing his money back at record speed. However, the markets are unforgiving. CIS' pride blinded him from learning the important lesson of increasing his trade frequency and sizes. He was suffering from a serious case of gambler's fallacy. The countless hours of trading were also taking a toll on his health. With the recent increase in trading volume, the accompanied stress was giving him gray hair and chronic stomach pain. August 2027, after two Bear Stearns hedge funds filed for bankruptcy, the loom and doom of the 2008 real estate bubble started spreading. Mass fear spread amongst investors, causing the Lehman Brothers stock to drop sharply in less than 24 hours. In this single day, CIS lost $6 million of his wealth. It was no longer a fluke. The market was starting to beat him. The market had adapted, and his large portfolio size now proved his winning strategy no longer worked. And the stress was starting to take a toll on his health. Despite the millions in his bank account, the recent sharp losses had set him back multiple years of hard-earned gains. Games taught him to think fast and stay calm. One of his legendary quotes, his cult-like following worshipped him for, yet lately, he hasn't quite felt it. His recent aggression and large portfolio had made him slow and blind. He had proved his parents wrong, got filthy rich, and beat the system. What else could he want? While his humble lifestyle didn't feel the losses, his notorious pride did. He worried he would lose the hard-earned acknowledgement he had so fought for. After such a painful loss, yet still having such a large fortune, many men would have rolled over and just laid back and enjoyed the rest of their lives. But CIS is different. After reflecting on his journey, CIS realized he was the problem. The weight of his pride had left him blind and arrogant. He hadn't become a worse trader, he had simply stopped changing and improving his strategy to fit the current circumstances. Even though his external environment had changed, inside he was still the same clever kid who was playing games. And the one thing he hated more than anything was losing. order to be the undisputed again, he would have to create a new day trading strategy, one that would be better adapt to his portfolio size, yet still allow him to make the large profits with the aggressive plays. Refusing to compromise on his pride and losing his title as one of the top dogs of Japanese day traders, CIS set out to make the largest size trade in his entire day trading career. It's August 24th, 2015, and 9 minutes after the opening bell, and all the major stocks have started to plummet. Fear is spreading amongst the trading floor as more and more seek to withdraw their investments. News had spread that a recession was imminent, as China's decade of growth had finally come to an end. It was Black Monday, and a reversal was coming, like never seen before. In a tiny bedroom apartment in Tokyo, Japan, there was one man tensely staring at the red numbers on his 7 screens. Betting against the markets was dangerous, but it was now or never. There was no going back. After being short the paper futures of the Nikkei 225 stock average for the last 2 weeks, small profits started rolling in. Despite a $12 million profit, it wasn't enough, and he decided to further double down on his positions. Struggling to sleep that night, news had spread that the New York markets were collapsing. This thing was turning global. By morning, he was staring at double the profits. He knew his trend trade was right on mark. He went in for the final stage of his trade, betting on the market bounce. The stress was enormous. If his timing was off, he would once again lose it all. With excruciating stomach pain, he transferred his profits from his short positions to his longs, slowly buying in calculated amounts as the downward momentum was decreasing. The momentum shift. As soon as the candles started coloring green, he was already determining his long exits. Countless years of trading had all come down to this one moment. It was the perfect trade. That single day, CIS walked away with $33 million in profit, and his large volume size had moved the leading index of Japan. One man had moved the Nikkei. Nowadays, not much has changed for CIS in terms of lifestyle. He still enjoys playing video games and actively engages in the same passion of gambling. Now being a married man and having children of his own, CIS still spends a few hours every day moving the Nikkei. Despite all his wealth, CIS still lives humbly. And despite having one large property, CIS shows no records of spending and living a luxurious lifestyle. Besides making sure his family is happy and his parents are comfortable and healthy, CIS spends most of his money on the one passion he loves: playing the game. You made it to the end. Feeling inspired? Perfect. Don't click away, as we want to thank you for watching all the way through, and your support means the world to us. If you enjoyed it and you feel inspired, subscribe, because we will inspire you with more videos in the future. And the only way you'll see these videos is if you hit subscribe and the notification bell thingy at the bottom. Thank you again, hustlers. Don't stop. Lock in.